She looked me straight in the eyes and said, "I think your husband is cheating on you. I saw him with someone else." That moment split my life in two. I remember feeling like the air had been sucked out of the room. My heart didn't just break, it stalled, then crashed somewhere deep in my chest. It was Irina, my closest friend, my confidante, sitting across from me, gently holding my hand like a sister. She didn't gloat, she didn't dramatize. She whispered it like it hurt her to even say it, and I believed her, because why wouldn't I? We'd been friends for years. She knew the color of my coffee mug, the way I liked my eggs, the name I once picked for a child I never had. She'd seen me cry, laugh, fall apart. We double dated, vacationed together, swapped recipes and secrets. She wasn't just a friend, she was woven into the fabric of my everyday life. That's what made her words burn even deeper. She said she'd seen them at a hotel parking lot late one evening. My husband, Alexei, stepping out of his car, a woman with dark hair getting in a taxi. He kissed her cheek. It looked intimate, just a cheek kiss, but still, why there? Why at night? My stomach churned. The seed of doubt was planted. I wanted to believe it was a mistake, a misunderstanding. Maybe he had a work meeting. Maybe it was someone from his team. Maybe, just maybe, it was nothing. But Irina was so gentle, so convincing. She told me she hadn't meant to see it, that she didn't want to get involved, but she couldn't let me stay in the dark. And just like that, I started falling. Not all at once. It was a slow, bitter slide into suspicion. I began noticing everything: the late calls, the sudden work trips, the tired excuses, the new cologne, the way he avoided my eyes during dinner. I became obsessed with signs. Every silence between us was a confession, every unread message a betrayal. But still I had no proof, just fear, just Irina's voice in my head repeating those words over and over. One night she brought wine, sat with me while I cried, told me I deserved better, offered to help me get to the truth. We even joked darkly about hiring a private investigator. I started tracking Alexei's movements. Nothing extreme. I just watched, took notes, screened his social media, checked his routes on our shared car app. He never noticed. One afternoon, I parked across the street from his office. I watched people come and go for 2 hours. Nothing, just work. But I was hooked now. I couldn't let go. Eventually, I gave in and requested security footage from a parking garage he often used under the pretense of a stolen item. I didn't think they'd give it to me, but they did. I sat in my car and watched the footage on my laptop. My hands were trembling. The grainy video played in silence, and then I saw him, Alexei, pulling into the lot, parking, checking his watch. Then she appeared. Dark hair, slim figure, high-heeled. She walked confidently to his car. They spoke. He leaned in, and my heart froze. I hit pause, zoomed in, and suddenly I couldn't breathe, because the woman wasn't just someone I didn't recognize. It was Irina, my best friend, my sister in everything but blood. She was the woman in the video, the same one who held my hand when she lied to my face, the same one who comforted me while stabbing me in the back. And in that instant, everything fell into place. The warning, the support, the endless wine nights. She hadn't just betrayed me, she had engineered the entire breakdown of my marriage. Like a spider spinning a perfect web, one string at a time, I stared at the screen, frozen. My mind refused to accept what my eyes were seeing. I played the footage again, slower this time, frame by frame. There she was, walking with that same confident sway, the coat I'd complimented just last week, her hair tied the same way she always wore it on Fridays. It was Irina, no doubt. She looked at Alexei the way I used to, like he belonged to her. And the worst part, he looked back at her the same way, not guilty, not afraid, just familiar, as if they'd done this a dozen times before, as if this wasn't some one-time mistake but part of their routine. I didn't scream, I didn't cry. Something deeper than rage took hold of me, a silence, cold and sharp like ice water in the veins. Because betrayal like this, it doesn't explode, it leaks, it seeps into you, fills the cracks, and makes you question everything that ever felt real. How long had it been going on? Had they laughed behind my back, compared notes on what I'd said, what I believed? Did they plan that conversation when she told me he was cheating? Did they rehearse it? I felt like a puppet, like my pain had been entertainment. At night, I sat in bed with my laptop on my knees, replaying everything, every dinner, every glance, every joke, looking for signs I had missed. And there were signs, too many. Once, at a barbecue, I remembered seeing them talking just out of earshot. Irina had touched his arm. Just briefly. I told myself it was nothing. Another time I found a long dark hair on Alexei's coat. Not mine. I thought it was from a colleague. Irina had dark hair too. It was all there. I just didn't want to see it. But now I saw everything. The next day I didn't confront them. I didn't throw plates or scream in public. I made tea. I dressed like usual. I kissed Alexei goodbye on the cheek. He flinched just slightly and I wondered if it was guilt or habit. Then I texted Irina. Come over tonight. I need to talk. She replied in seconds. Of course, anything you need. At night she arrived with her usual calm smile and a bottle of wine. Like flapper, like she had no idea I knew. She walked into my home, sat on my couch, talked about her day, asked how I was holding up. I nodded along, let her pour the drinks, and when she finally looked me in the eyes and asked what I wanted to talk about, I handed her my laptop. Play the video, I said. Her smile faltered, but only for a second. Then she laughed nervously. What is this? Some security footage. I didn't answer. She pressed play. The color drained from her face. Silence. When it ended, she didn't speak. She didn't cry. She just looked at me with this strange mix of pity and fear. I was going to tell you, she whispered. Eventually, I didn't scream. I didn't ask why. I just sat there, staring at the person I thought I knew. My friend, my betrayer. She stood up to leave. No apology, no explanation, just shame clinging to her like perfume. And then she was gone. So was my trust. So was the illusion. At night, I filed for divorce. I didn't tell Alexei why. I didn't need to. He never asked. And Irina, she never reached out again. Not once. You'd think the hardest part would be the betrayal itself, but it's not. It's realizing how easy people can lie while looking you in the eyes. How some smiles are just masks, and how the knife in your back often comes from the hand you held closest. But I healed slowly, quietly, and now I know loyalty isn't about time. It's about truth. And if you're lucky, betrayal teaches you who truly deserves a seat at your table. If this story made you feel something, subscribe for more. You're not alone.